the beach here at Praia del Roca in Portimão, Portugal, for the first ever World Beach Ultimate Club Championships, hosted by BULA, brought to you on ULTI.TV. I'm Stefan Rapazzo, pleased to be here alongside Liam Grant as we're getting going. We had a wonderful opening ceremonies. The player introductions are getting going here. And the first game just about underway. A cracker, the home team, UFA, Ultimate Frisbee Algarve, taking on AKs Zły from Warsaw, Poland. Liam, it's a great day to be alive here in Portugal. How you feeling about this game coming up to us?
Yeah, the party in Portimão is just kicking off now. Yeah, this should be a really exciting game. You see, UFA, UFA, been standouts on beach for quite some time. I think they've been targeting this one for a number of years to make a big statement. And the Polish are slightly reckoned with. They targeted this tournament as well. They didn't really take part on grass in the UCF series. Left that behind, focused on this. They said they've been training in an indoor volleyball court on sand since early January. So they're taking it very seriously. They came sixth in the European Beach Ultimate Club Championships that happened here 2 years ago. But it's now a bigger task, an exponentially bigger tournament. So much fun stuff.
Yeah, so much fun indeed. I mean, the excitement is extraordinary here with 118 teams. The atmosphere in this stadium absolutely electric right now. As I said, that opening ceremony, the dance troupe, just the engagement of the crowd. Everybody has been hanging for this event to come their way for oh so long, and to kick things off with the hometown heroes here. You know, you talk about being able to play on home turf in your own country. Never mind, this is their own beach. UFA train here. They do their work here. 90% of the team lives here. They do have a couple add-ons to their roster, of course, but as you said, both these teams have had this targeted, and we're going to kick off with a major tilt. Liam, I mean, we can't really go too far without talking about one of the players on UFA, the captain. He's a big organizer of this tournament, Pedro Vargas. I remember you and I standing on the beach on the sideline at CFC, discussing watching them in the final, saying, yeah, Pedro Vargas, king of the beach, yeah, king of the beach, and I think it was unanimous. This guy is an absolute axe out there. The number 13 shirt, I just heard they won the tournament in Spain last week, and word was huge layout D by number 13 on game point, and no surprise to hear that kind of stuff coming from Pedro Vargas. So keep your eye on him, the number 13 shirt for UFA.
Yeah, 41 years old. He's been playing the sport 21 years. I remember 10, 12 years ago, we used to match up against him. He was fast then, hasn't lost a step, which is just incredible. He's one of those, people that really focuses on a sports rehab specialist, and has just made that athleticism into his grandmasters age group, which is just incredible. But I think you can do that a little more on beach. It seems to favor it. You go up against masters players on the beach, they're just as good. As we see the shots on screen there, loving the sun here. Sun cream is on, the sand is warm, the atmosphere electric here in Portimão.
Yeah, the game flip going. You see, we've got ourselves well sorted out here, as always when we're getting things done with BULA. Big shout outs right away to Patrick and Sophia, the brains of the operation. They bring everything together, time in and time out for these BULA events, and it seems as we get going here, this could be their best foot forward yet, coming to the sands of Portimão. The flip has been completed. We are moments away from the opening pull now, and I couldn't be more excited myself to get into this one. I guess you gotta, going by the seedings, we've got by far the favorites to take this game. If the seedings are our indication, we've got the 4 seed taking on the 22 seed, so would be a monumental upset for Poland to be able to pull this one off. But as you said, first game jitters, trying to shake things off. Anything can happen in a game like this.
They did beat them earlier on this year in Valencia. Now, I don't think there was any Becky Malinowski or Olia Kuchinova on that roster of UFA, but they did beat them earlier this year in a tournament in Valencia, so it's definitely possible, as they've demonstrated. I think that's a taller task. Yes, it's a Portuguese dominant roster, but very much a strong squad as well for Poland.
So UFA have been winning on the UFA, have been winning on the European sands. They won CFC last year, the EBUCC, the European Beach Ultimate Club Championships, essentially a similar version of this with European teams only. They went to the final, Universe Point, a loss to Margarita Mixed, who they may well run into again in this tournament. Another team that has Irish qualification purposes, we'll say, but they have a couple add-ons as well.
There's unusual qualification processes in Ireland, or in lots of the nations. I think Portugal pushing it a bit as well, but it's much like our tax system, a bit dodgy.
Getting it from the horse's mouth here, and we are about to take the line here. It seems that UFA will be pulling disc in the hands of Ines Bringel, a one-time Eurostar, back on the scene after entering motherhood and taking a deserved break for a season after COVID, and another one that has not lost a single step after having a brief hiatus from the game back. And Ines Bringel does so many things well, but more than anything throws her body around horizontally. One of the best in the game at getting layouts to pick up discs or to take away.
Yeah, I was wondering who's going to be on the D-line for UFA with Olya Kuchanova there as well. I thought maybe it's going to be Bringel or her to lead the D-line, but maybe it's going to be Bringel who's got those famous layouts to try and get some breaks for them.
And we're underway. Stupkevich with the disc, and AKs Zły kicking things off, moving upfield. They've got a completion. Depowska now in the middle, in the hands of Ruda. Stupkevich pushing forward into the red zone. High release pass from Strokowska. Centered to Stupkevich. Moved in again. Ruda to Stupkevich. Now meters away. The fake gets a little bit of space. The throwing lane opens up at the drop. And what should have been a clean hold to open up is now a chance to break for UFA. UFA get going. Magzig goes to Bringel and back. In the corner, back to Bringel. She gets a gainer and takes that to Malinowski. Another gainer. Tupling. Bringel. And Ferreira goes a bit too far and can't get Tupling.
Big break opportunity goes awry there for UFA. You felt like with the likes of Becky Malinowski and Bringel on the field there, maybe working through the women would have been a good way to get that break, but they missed the final shot.
Stupkevich takes the under. Leads a big one, going for the second chance. Hits for the goal. Agata Stravokowska with the opening goal. It's a hold, not the clean one, but they'll take him any way they get him.
Agata Stravokowska gets a second bite of the cherry after dropping into the end zone moments ago. She ends up getting the goal this time, and they're looking to isolate her as much as they can. She was the very first pass, the very first look, and she's the final look in that point. As we see that inch perfect deep shot, that's how you throw a hook on sand. Lots of touch, lots of float. So a clean hold, well, not a clean hold, a hold nonetheless for AKs Zły. AKS, Alternative Club Sport, what it stands for. And Zły, a famous book actually written about Warsaw. Haven't read it myself, might have to.
It's on the to-read list for Liam Grant.
To-read list.
Well, here comes UFA offense. Grappin gets it and goes to Roy. the around to Kochanova, looks upfield, and Akramova is there on the sideline, leading throw. Vargas can't launch the body, and a chance to break for AKs Zły.
The shot was there, but just too much zip on it for Vargas.
Very tidy looking offense until that last shot just overcooked. Break chance. Far sideline. Leading throw. What a grab to hang on to that one. Shanshta underneath. Frisbee into the center. Bogdanov into the backfield for Made. Leads and misses, overshoots Frisbee, and second chance to hold now for UFA. See if they can follow suit. Andrew Roy picks up the disc, waits for the second cut from Kochanova, and he gets going. Finds space only just. Roy leads. Vargas with the layout and the goal. UFA answered. Dirty breaks both ways, Liam.
There's still plenty of life in that old dog. Pedro Vargas gets horizontal. Unusual to see him in the cutting lanes. He's downfield with Akramova and Kochanova, two world champions in the beach division from that famous Russia comeback against USA.
Back in Royan.
Back in Royan. Kochanova actually living in Cyprus at the moment, has been living the last few years, and still been very active on the beach ultimate scene.
Yeah, Akramova now lives in Portugal, in Lisbon. So this is her home team. She's been training all year, coming down here, and this is home beach for Akramova. That line, though, Vargas the only native Portuguese on it, with two Russians, an American, and a Frenchman filling in.
Yeah, really surprised to see Vargas not the center handler. He was that for the Portuguese national team or other iterations of this. It used to be called BUFA, had to change the name to UFA, had to drop the B. I think BUFA is means something else in Portuguese, so seems to happen to a few ultimate teams around the world have to
drop it, change it. I had recognized them as that before, but UFA it is, as Stupkiewicz picks up for AKs Zły. Centering. Grosica. Popped too high. Yes, just a bit too high. There was a layout chance, but gone too far. Brinjel asks to slow things down. Still picked up and scored immediately. Found in the corner is Alfonso Coelho. And UFA break. First blood in this game.
Alfonso Coelho put on the jet boosters there in the end zone. A fairly easy break for UFA. Got the short field, one pass, punch it in. Not wasting any time. So that's the first break of the tournament. Going to the Portuguese home team. Let's see what they do with their lines now. Will they put out a similar 7? Looks like it. Sticking to their D-line. You know, certainly a lot of the players on the O-line for UFA are very good defenders. I wouldn't be surprised to see them crossing over in other points of the tournament.
Yeah, something to keep our eye on for sure, how stringent some of these lines are for UFA. All of the teams getting going in this tournament, how frequently they get to train as a complete team may have something to do with how stringent their lines end up being. Well fielded pull there by Gorosica. Stupkiewicz gets a gainer to the sideline and brought back to center. Strokowska spins and hits the corner and gets the next inbound. Zions gets it back. Leads too much. There was a little trip up. Brinjel almost acknowledging before a call came, hey, did I do something there? And well-spirited by both. Succumb to Depovska says, no, that's a turnover. I should have had that one. Brinjel on the pickup. Looking for the around. Finds it the other way with the backhand. Gets it through a very tight lane. Brinjel hangs one up. Too much, though. And it's intercepted and taken back. That's Rude with the disc. He bangs one deep. Looking for that same receiver, Strokowska, and she collects another deep one, not in yet. The dump pass back to Zions. Now the super dump. They take a breather, reset. Gorosica exchanges with Ruda. And around, and there's the bid! Toppling gets horizontal and takes it away for UFA.
Another break opportunity for UFA. I feel like AKS, they've had the most joy with those deep shots. That's how they got the first goal. Got close to the end zone on that deep shot there. But struggling in around this, though, the pressure suffocating from UFA.
Just playing a little game of catch there, make sure the disc's okay.
Two very quick turnovers, interceptions there. Give it right back to them.
Seems like that disc has been tacoed just enough. They're going to replace it. In the hands of Brinjel. Ines. She goes back, Ferreira. To Brinjel. Nice, quick backhand to Ferreira. And Brinjel finds space in the corner and hits. It's Thiago Tempera with the goal, and UFA pushing ahead now, 3-1.
Ines Brinjel taking over there. Unbelievable conversion on the D-line. That's why she's out there to go every other pass, get things moving. Works as a swimming teacher, Brinjel. Has played with the likes of Cosmic Girls and, as you mentioned, Eurostars. And someone who's been on the Portuguese O-line, UFA O-line at times, but now Ines here in the D-line, and I think that's what they have her out there to take over. Hey, when we get the break opportunities, go every other pass, get those conversions. And now a strong lead already very early on this game, as we do see Alia Kochanova crossing over this time. And we are using the prescribed gender pulling rule at this tournament. So I think someone like Kochanova is going to be a big weapon for that. Has a fantastic big backhand pull. Maybe not as important today, you know, it's beach. I think most people can hit the end zone, but I think tomorrow is going to be strong wind. You know, having someone like Kochanova to pull upwind will be a real advantage for this UFA side. As you see that one sailing out the back, she had to do that after I praised her pulling technique. Sorry, Alia, I jinxed you there.
And AKs Zły bring it to the brick mark, which is being spotted on the sidelines. And put into play. Stupkiewicz surveys options. Inside break, just enough room to get through. Waiting for development. Good second move there. Takes it high. The upfield look. Into the red zone. Centered again, Stupkiewicz. Far sideline, continuation, what a catch! And pick up. Kurjanowska with the goal, and AKs Zły answer, bring it back to within one. They got to work hard for that clean hold.
What a sensational snag. Just managed to grip onto that at the last second, and difficult and awkward catch, but great focus. And it has been easy for AKs Zły, as we see her there. laying out in the sand. Definitely like to use their female matching cutters quite a lot. AKs Zły, that's where they're getting a lot of joy downfield. And you see, quite happy to intermingle their lines here, UFA. Now, Brigel on the O-line. Looks like her and Portimão have swapped over.
There's two Bringels. This is the Filipa Vargas, in fact, now.
My apologies.
Leading throw, Akramova. Waits for the second cut. Roy gives an up line. Nice high take by Roy. Fakes the forehand, looks back upfield. Roy leads all alone. That's a nice goal. Augusto finishes the job, and UFA press ahead 4-2.
Smooth and silky yet again from UFA. The O-line starting to find its groove here now. As we just coming up to the 15-minute mark in this game. They were a little shaky to start there, the UFA O-line, but I think they've found their rhythm now. It is perfect beach ultimate conditions here, and Roy with the easy low release backhand out into space. Did well to jump and get that one earlier on, Roy. It's hard to jump on sand. You see a lot of people going for that two-footed kind of almost scissor action jump. You just don't have the same purchase that you would have on grass, and that's why you see nations like Portugal, Spain, places that regularly train on the beach, just getting used to that. How high can you jump in sand? What is your high point? Roy hit it perfectly there.
Nice pole roller will pin AKs Zły on the sideline, and the defense will be set by the time that first throw comes in. Rude fakes the big one, takes the inbound, but Malinowski, go gadget arm out of nowhere, takes that away. Vargas. It's Diogo Vargas. Goes high and around Alfonso Coelho. Nice fake, moves the mark, goes into the backfield for Patricio. Vargas drags the back foot, stays in, and ensures to the defender that he was indeed in. Centering Malinowski, who got that incredible D earlier in the point. Leading throw, Coelho. Malinowski, the up line, having her way, getting separation, and flipper, scoober in for the goal. Patricio collects, and UFA flexing some muscle on the beach right now.
Becky Malinowski with the throwers, bookends. I think the phrase "go gadget arms" is pretty much invented for her. She was behind the receiver on that one, but her hands ended up in front of her, just going for those big arms. Was Inspector Gadget? Was that the
That's
Gadget?
exactly it, yes.
Is Becky Malinowski Inspector Gadget?
I have not seen Inspector Gadget as long as I've known Becky Malinowski.
I've never seen the two in the same room.
Yes, there is some room to speculate, if nothing else.
Yeah, and brings out another little gadget as she goes for that scuba there. She could see the open receiver, had to figure out a way to get it to him, but unlocks that one with a little crafty scuba. And yeah, I think, as I said, she was not there in Valencia when the Polish beat the Portuguese, but she's definitely here right now.
AKs Zły take the timeout. It's a 5-2 lead for UFA. We'll be back with more action. 5-2 UFA over AKs Zły. The Portuguese team from right here in the Algarve taking on a Polish team from Warsaw. Opening round WBUCC, the first of its kind, a beach ultimate club championship for the world. Very exciting to be here. I'm Stefan Rapazzo alongside Liam Grant, and we're getting into this one. UFA looking like the UFA we were expecting, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're really could be one of the favorites to win this division. Just given the experience they have, the talent. And yeah, as you said, this is the first iteration of this event. It's definitely not going to be the last, especially with Patrick and Sophia pushing things. 118 teams.
Incredible. Just pulling up today and seeing this site was just such a joy to see it all come to fruition as the Poles get going. Zions from the far sideline. Bangs one deep. There is help defense. That's Ines Bringel, but neither of them can stop the leap of Ruda. Elevation and some celebration after that one. They will get a clean hold after the timeout.
The doctor providing some much needed medicine after a couple of breaks through where they get the clean hold. And again, it's a deep shot. I think that's been the best look for the Poles in this game. Have had a few successful deep shots. I think they need to do that a little more. Ines Bringel did well to poach off and peel off the back, but Ruda definitely had the height mismatch there and was able to get up early. The 29-year-old. You know, you see that's good, you know, call a timeout and be like, hey, let's set up a deep shot. I think that's the first time they've thrown a deep shot to one of their male matching players as well. I think they need to be aggressive at trying to score early in the possession. Very good defenders out there. UFA, they can suffocate you if you try and play small ball for too long. So, you know, set up the deep shots early, make them take that away, and you might work up the field a little easier there.
Yeah, you might get yourself a little more separation in the small ball next time around, too. Ferreira takes the pull, fakes to Roy. No one to look at, but stall count only just starting now. Akramova comes under. She motions with the offhand to make space. Vargas comes under. Vargas around to Roy. Roy looks upfield. Fakes the forehand, then gives a big backhand to there. Kochanova ensures that it's her hands that get the catch. Now to Vargas. Vargas fakes two ways, leads to Roy and gets going. Vargas again. Waits for the change of direction, now resets on the center. Roy, Ferreira. Back to Roy in the middle. Dead center of the pitch, high release around forehand, led into the end zone. Vargas finds Kochanova and UFA strike again.
UFA running hard out there on the Portuguese sand. They're happy to grind it out. Lots of hard cutting downfield. Have to reset a lot in the handler space there, UFA, but never really looked like they're under too much pressure. And again, that little lofty backhand out in the space for Kochanova. She was waiting for the opportunity. Vargas can put it anywhere for you. Let's see him there go back into more of the handler role. Just such a dynamic player here for this UFA side. Played a bit with Chevron Action Flash, Pedro Vargas. The most I've really seen him play on grass. Not too much grass, ultimately, really in Portugal, at least. Not known for it on the international stage.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I think I saw Discover Lisboa at an EUCF qualifier back in 2018, and since then I don't think I have seen much on grass. But on the sand, it's a whole different story. Zion sends deep. It goes over the defender, but over the intended receiver too, because Kazimierczak can't catch up to that one.
It's clear they're trying to open up the cannons a little bit more now. UFA going for those deep shot. Not sure that one was really on, nor was it executed that well. So a chance for UFA to break now. So a chance to break for half here now, the Portuguese.
From their own end zone. Great handler defense, stifling. Coelho does get an outlet. Toppling. Fires back for center and connects. Patricio. Ferreira. Rui Ferreira throws dangerously and gets a great pickup from Coelho. Patricia Coelho, and again, Coelho with the disc. Leads into the corner, Ferreira's there, and it's halftime taken. UFA push ahead by 4.
What a way to take half with a break. A little bit of dribbling there. I think Felix Schadler will be impressed with that. Some
His
nice
kind of game.
action, yeah.
That's the Hive style, isn't it? So, UFA looking the goods right now. AKs Zły not looking too bad, but they will have to sharpen up to take on, or to take a bigger chunk out of this powerhouse UFA on their own home sand, defending. Must be so much pride playing an opening game of a world championship on the beach you train at. But it is halftime. We're going to take a short break. It's UFA 7, AKs Zły 3. We'll be back with more action soon. Second half has begun with a deep shot to Vargas, and they're talking about the contact on that one. There was a shoulder bump about it. UFA have the added benefit of having started this game on defense, so they open the second half attacking. It would be a goal. They're watching the big screen now to get a replay of what just happened. Will that give them any better of an indication?
Vargas definitely using his
here it is again.
His body to try and seal off position there.
I mean, I didn't see the. If I saw the left arm go up, I would maybe see the push off. But I think he just held his ground and got ran into.
Q here as he gets sucked into a multi-screen. It's going back. It's not often you see the old jumbo replay and then still contested. I might agree with the POL there. I think Vargas had to box out, but I think maybe initiated contact.
Yeah, you think he held his ground a little bit too aggressively. It's tough when you're holding ground. When you have that space first, if you do put up, and if those arms come up, I do think, yes, it is too aggressively boxing out. And I guess that is the case being pled by the Poles, and it's sent back. Fair enough resolution.
There's a nuance with that call there. You have to see people box out. Was he boxing out a bit too aggressively, initiating contact?
Akramova leads. Vargas takes the under, cutting to the line, fires deep. Roy the target. Roy rises and takes. That's a goal for UFA. And so nice, they'll do it twice. That puts them to 8-3, a 5-goal advantage.
No VAR needed for that one. Didn't go for the box out this time, just went for beat you in the sky, and that's what Roy did. Climbs the ladder, takes it down. I enjoy the old video assistant replays though, with people looking at the monitors. I think you know, there's a way to do it in the sport. People talk about discussions are not so entertaining at times, but occasionally watching people watch the replay, it's almost like watching Gogglebox or something like that, you know?
I don't know enough about Gogglebox, but I do know that it's like people watching themselves watch TV.
Yeah, that's what we were doing there.
And yeah, a little goggleboxing about it, but it is great to have that Jumbotron here. Liam, the Jumbotron, it can descend and ascend there. It is a great looking Jumbotron. As with everything that they've got set up here, they've really just stepped things up to the utmost level. As BULA tends to do, BULALA is the hashtag. Hashtag BULALA, BULALA, their 10-year anniversary. Centering. That one to Stupkiewicz, around the corner to the sideline. Gorasica. Stupkiewicz leads again, now the corner. Hits to Rude.
It seems like a handler weave nearly with two female cutters back in stock, not really involved till now.
Around they go again. Gorasica leads forward, Stupkiewicz. Stupkiewicz blades, and just over the top, finds a way in, and AKs Zły, they'll take that one. Back on the board, 8-4 now the score.
They managed to sneak one through there. Dicey number to get the goal. Yeah, and a very spaced out vertical stack there from AKS. Gave a lot of the handlers a lot of space to work with, but not a lot of options coming downfield. This the kind of Jimmy Mickle flick blading to the break side.
So you talked about earlier UFA potentially a favorite for this, to take this tournament. I think very legitimately everybody, especially after watching this first game, can consider. Anybody else on your radar in the mixed division thus far, Liam?
Philippines are here in the mixed division, aren't
Yeah,
they?
for sure. You cannot take Boracay lightly. They were...
I know Kyra is here, one of their best players. And she thinks she might be playing with Black Widows, though. I'm not sure. She might be pulling double duty. You wouldn't know. Kyra,
yeah, right.
But if she's with them, you know, the Philippines have to be talked about in the mixed division. Margarita mixed. I played with Sam Murphy yesterday in Cork. Not even 24 hours ago. Played a final against him in Ranelagh.
But
so,
Smurf's not here. He's not on.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. I was like, why are you here and not at the good Frisbee tournament?
He is in the chats, though.
Okay.
He's watching. Yeah, they have. It's a retooled roster, but pretty impressive too. I think they must be considered to be one of the contenders here. Shot deep. Akramova, those legs are never going to let her down. Takes it over the head. Blazing speed by Yulia Akramova.
Akramova getting it done again. And it's been relatively easy for the UFA O-line since maybe the first or second point. Yeah, I believe that's 4 clean holes in a row for the UFA O-line. They turned over once or twice at the start of the game, but since then it's been exceptional, the UFA O-line. Scoring quickly, efficiently, and that's been a real challenge for the Poles. They found a bit of rhythm on O-line. O-line hasn't been too bad, but really haven't looked like getting a break all game. This is such a hard thing to do in beach, is get breaks. You know, you could be a better team, but here I think it's more of a leveler. If you have a good O-line, most teams at this level are going to score.
Yeah, you like, would you say by your estimation, O-line efficiency is more efficient on sand than on grass?
And it should be. It's easier to get separation, or if you have a top defender, if you still stop really fast on sand,
and you know,
they can only stop as fast as lay reaction. It's much harder to make up that ground.
Yeah, smaller field, less players. I think even more easier still indoor in a similar size with less players with 5 players as well. Deep shot goes into the corner. That's going to work. Indeed it does. AKs Zły with their most efficient O-line hold of the game. And chip away at that lead. 9-5. What a way to make a living.
I like the tactic at this point in the game from AKS. They're down quite a few. They need a lot of breaks to hypothetically get back into this one, which would be a difficult ask nonetheless. So I think your O-line's got to go out there and score quickly, hook deep, and then maybe if they think they have a few players who can cross over, they can do that knowing the O-line wasn't out there for too long. So you kind of want to score quickly and then try and cross over some players now at this stage. Maybe you see the likes of Rudy or whatever come out on D-line. This is the same O-line, they said, the exact same O-line as 2 years ago when they came 6th in the European Beach Ultimate Championships.
So they've got the chemistry. Are they getting on, or is this UFA team just that good? So we mentioned Margarita mixed, mentioned the Philippines, of course Boracay. Can't overlook the Americans, SoCal, probably the best US team. I got one for you though that kind of put their roster together really good, but look out for Frisbee, I'm telling you. They have got a very sharp looking lineup as well. There's plenty more out there, but right now it's all UFA. Andrew Roy playing in his own end zone. Vargas now at the very back. They are in Callahan country, but playing as cool as can be. Roy leads Vargas outside of his end zone now. Nothing to look at. Akramova gives an option. He wants a move from Vargas, gets it, and gets all sorts of separation as he continues up line. Grappin leads backhand with shape, and that's a goal. Roy gets that one, and we're in double digits for UFA.
Roy definitely known as a kind of a center handler as well, but happy to go to the end zone. I think him and Vargas interchange very well. If they want to go deep from the handler space, they know that the other one's going to drop back in. Very interchangeable, very all-around players. It really suits this Beach Ultimate.
I must say, Edwin Grappin is fitting fine to this team. He did also start at the start of this year, lives in Spain and does come with frequency to training, but the Frenchman who played in Pouc and Versailles seems to be playing his best version of himself on the beach here. He's in fine running form and a always impressive thrower. That time shows some shape, but he has got some incredible power throws too, particularly off the forehand side.
Yeah, Andrew Roy with the goal, current USA national champion with truck stop. But I failed to mention about contenders in the mixed division, Guayota.
Oh my goodness, how have we not got there yet? I said we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
I kind of want to say the favorites. They're definitely like the best at beach, as in terms of maximizing their talent to be. They play the best Beach Ultimate, but there's some stacked rosters here.
Yeah.
That if it was grass, they probably wouldn't stand a chance. But at beach, definitely contenders for the title.
Big shot goes and lands in the hands. Nice, efficient answer. Stupkevich collects, and it's 6-10. Still UFA with a nice, comfortable lead. 3 away, games to 13 or 45 minutes. Yeah, Guayota, Liam, going back to that, didn't play in the mixed division at EBUCC, the last iteration, but won both Opens and Women's. And so now they've put the top end of those two rosters. They've focused on mixed, and yeah, you definitely got to keep your eye on Guayota. All the Spanish, Portuguese teams that just don't take them lightly if you're playing against them. That's some very simple advice to offer.
Yeah, I think actually better makes Guayota as well. I think combining those open and women's rosters becomes a better roster in the mixed division. They're very good at mixed as well. Coming out of Tenerife in the Canary Islands, played at their tournament, Dr. Sands and Mr. Grass, where they got almost eliminated first day because day one's on grass and it's very windy and wet. Did not suit them. But when it comes to sand, they were the best.
Did they end up winning? Or?
No, because they came last in their group. They won. They just destroyed the lower division.
As Grappin turns and goes to Vargas, now leads Cochanova. High release, Vargas gets picked out of the pocket there. What a play made by Madé. Back centered to Madé. Waiting for development, inside forehand, he hits to Ruda and then bangs deep. Yeah, just a bit too far. The cloud of sand pops up, but nothing remaining in the hand.
I think one or two players have crossed over here. I think that's a really targeting this point. That was, if they wanted to get back into this game, that was the break to convert there. First opportunity they've had in quite some time. We'll see if the UFA line cough it up again. I like that shot, but all hooks on sand have to be floaty. You have to, you know, give your receiver a chance. If they disguise someone, that's fine. A little bit if they can get position first, but overthrowing them is the last thing you want to do.
Grappa leads to Vargas, and again picked off, and it's Made again. This time they'll talk about potential contact.
How's the speed for Made there? He definitely overtook Vargas.
Here it is again. Not sure if that gives us enough to be conclusive. My initial impression was that Made did win that foot race. How much of the shoulder jostle really got in the way? Well, that's what they're discussing. There's no way it was zero contact, but he did get a full step in front there.
He definitely won the foot race. Is he maybe saying he hit the back of his arm or hand? It looked clean initially. I have to say that from here, but very hard for us to tell looking from behind if there was contact maybe in the arm or the back. Looks like it's going to be an accepted foul. So those two men with the best perspective coming to the resolution there.
Vargas will keep the disc, and it will have it tapped in. Ferreira cuts up line and gets picked off on the first throw. Made finally sights Rude and back to Made.
Such a stagnant fairway stack at times from the poles, and it really hurts them. They keep possession well though.
Rude gets a reception out of Made. He hits for the corner, and a big goal for AKs Zły. Puts them within 3. Liam, that's a break. The first break of the game for the Poles.
Good pressure this time from the Poles. Gets 2 break opportunities and score the second. That's their first break of the game. See Made here. Fakes the shot, sucks in 2 players, sees the poach, and just a beautiful crispy around forehand. Hits the poach to perfection. Brilliant from the Poles. They need to go do it again now, and you can put pressure on this UFA O-line. That was a long point for the UFA O-line as well, so let's see if they can tire them out. I won't be surprised to see a few personnel changes from the UFA. Let's see who they put out there. So Vargas going to stay out. Looks like we're bringing in Akramova. I think that's one of the strengths of the UFA side. They have a lot of, particularly the female matching players, are happy to put out there on offense.
Vargas fields the pole and goes to Roy. Roy winds up, takes the inside. Akramova waits for Roy. He double cuts and gives just enough room. Big swipe of the forehand, then gives another bid. Layout D, what a takeaway by Bogdanov. They have been targeting Vargas and putting their best defenders, and they have just been prying to get a step on him, knowing that he's a preferred target. But now another chance. Can they break 2 in a row? Svenchitsky, and they've given it back.
Vargas as well to poach and get it back for his side.
And high stall count. Vargas doesn't like what he sees, calls the timeout. They're going to think about this one. Not that they're under too much pressure, but this is the first blip of momentum we've seen from the Poles in the game.
And you know, Vargas playing 2 points in a row there. They lost possession, coming back out. I think he was a little tired. Maybe his line was a tiny bit tired as well. Maybe Roy in the dump space. So he was nearly more of a tired out more than anything else.
43 minutes into this one, UFA 10, AKs Zły 7. 10-7, UFA with a lead over AKs Zły. Vargas called the timeout. He'll start things off on his goal line. We got some hot heat on the beach today in terms of the play here and the temperatures. It has been a gloriously hot morning. Vargas pumps it deep and hits layout. What a play! Thiago Augusto makes the layout grab, lands in the end zone, and UFA take advantage of that timeout, stretch things to 11-7.
The 24-year-old, one of the younger players on this roster, and the water polo coach, diving into the end zone here. That's one way to jump it into the end zone, isn't it?
Indeed. We're staying at a glorious Hotel Algarve casino. And
have you been to casino yet?
Not to the casino yet. No, I have not. I may just check it out. I went to the gym this morning, but the staff there, everybody wonderful. And one of the staff last night said, yeah, my son is playing number 11 for UFA, Thiago Augusto. He was so proud and excited to let us know that he is associated with this tournament as well, and that he would be here watching the game, and I'm sure he's loving that little bit.
He actually plays as a goalie in water polo, so that's where he gets that diving action from. Ever played water polo? Water polo is a tough game.
I did play a fair bit of water polo in my youth. You take a lot of heels to the knees. There's a deep shot. Too much, Liam. Not quite enough float, as you mentioned earlier, on the deep shots. That one just running a bit too fast.
Yeah, particularly their female matching players there. Stavkovska had the separation. You just got to put touch on it, especially have that separation. Okay, if the defender closes in, she'll have the opportunity to take position. It's very hard to get around people on sand. You got to put a lot of touch.
Brinjel finds space through the middle, bounces to the sideline. Coelho throws low and Brinjel handles. Turns and goes to Patricio, back to Brinjel. Inside, nice pickup. Toppling throws the body, but the next throw allows a layout in front, and the Poles pick up with a break chance. First throw was not availed, eyes not on it. Kazimierczak goes into the backfield. Now the lead throw. Zions goes to center. Rude waits for the leading throw, then changes to the break side. And in for the goal. AKs Zły hit Kazimierczak, and it's Gorosica with the assist.
And the Poles punch it in. Again, after misfiring on that deep shot. And, you know, the Polish look fast. It's not like they're having trouble getting free. It's just getting the timing, spacing, and more than all, just executing on those deep shots. But, you know, we could argue at times they've looked a faster team. Definitely talked about how they're doing sprint training in a bubble on sand indoors back in January. It's paying off here in terms of legs, but being actually able to execute on those deep throws and convert break opportunities, that's been their downfall. Only one break in the game so far for AKS.
Love seeing all the colors, the banners, the sponsors around, from Eurodisc to layout, the city of Portimão, play for Ukraine, and of course one more year, the graphic novel all about Ultimate Frisbee. Liam, so much of the Ultimate community and communities outside of the sport getting behind this event. And that pole goes out of bounds, bricked. Roy will bring it to the spot. Roy around, low throw, handled by Kochanova. Centered. Akramova back to Roy quickly, and back to Akramova. Sure-handedly hits the ground, leads. Ferreira throws the body, picks up the goal. That's 12 now. UFA see themselves to game point.
Kendall Ferreira with her first goal of the game. Originally from Stillwater, Minnesota, but now living in Lisbon. And Akramova getting heavily involved in that point. And that is game.
We have hit time. Had come prior to that point. It was a +1 from 11, and the separation required was granted. Game, opening game of the first WBUCC ever in the books. UFA take this one, scoreline 12-8, and show that they are certainly to be considered as a contender as this tournament moves on, Liam.
A dominant performance from UFA. Broken just once in this game. A real statement in this mixed division, but there's a lot of top teams out there. There were 54 teams in this mixed division, the biggest division by far. Some really, really strong sides, some stacked teams from smaller nations. It's going to be a hard one to call, Steph.
Yeah, as we listed off a small few that are legitimate contenders. There's so much of the unknown as well from some of the far-off places that don't have regularly televised championships, regularly streamed championships. They could come from all over the land down under. Even Pie Wagon coming from Newcastle. They're on the stream next, taking on Corocota, the Spanish team. And anything can happen. So that's the next game. I'm going to run you down the whole stream set of the day. After that, at 1:20 local time, Tequila Elite, the team from Rimini, Italy, taking on Chile from Canada. That's in the women's division. Following, UFO from Netherlands, not UFA, UFO, taking on Discover Lisboa, another Portuguese team on the stream in the open division. And at 16:50, we have E6 taking on Seagulls Hamburg, and the last game of the day, Pug taking on Ukraine Open. We're going to see if we can get Mr. Pedro Vargas into the booth. He had an excellent game. We're going to check out a little bit of how he went through that game. Again, you get a great look at us enjoying the sun, but Liam, does he ever play a game where we're not impressed?
No, just so good. You see him there throwing, particularly to the end zone, but he went deep himself a couple of times. Him and Roy, just such great interchangeable handlers and cutters on that O-line. There, comes out of the timeout and just launches one deep. The king of beach himself, Pedro Vargas.
And I think we've got him on, ready to go very soon here. Benji Reese will have Pedro Vargas for an interview. And we're just gonna need 1 second here to get that ready for you all back home. It's been a pleasure to have you here on ULTI.TV. Thank you for being in the chats. Thank you for your consideration of becoming a patron and beyond. Liking, subscribing, all those wonderful things that we will consistently prompt you with our calls to action. And here we are with Benji Reese and Pedro Vargas.
Pedro, brilliant way to kick off the tournament there with a victory. How did you feel the performance was?
it's always good to start with a win. I think we're still, it was a long week for some of us who also were involved in organizing the event and so on. And we had some people just arriving just minutes before the game. And it was a slow start, but I think we managed to, through the game, to gel. And looking forward for the rest of the week, as I'm pretty sure we can still improve quite a bit. So it was a good way to start the tournament. And it's a long tournament, so it only means that we got one win. Still a lot of games to go.
You mentioned that it's been a busy week for yourself and for a lot of the team, of course, involved in organising the event here in the wonderful Santos de Praia da Rocha. Do you feel like you had maybe a home field advantage, of course? You got a little bit of a crowd behind you?
Yeah, eventually. I mean, it's Monday. There's not that many locals here, but there's quite a few Portuguese teams here as well that were cheering for us. So we definitely felt that. But I mean, most of the team, if not all, are kind of used to playing in these environments. Most have been playing kind of finals of tournaments, big tournaments, or opening games. Some of us were like 2 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, in the same situation here at the same beach. So it's kind of I wouldn't say normal, because it was always a different experience, but kind of used to it. So I think we didn't feel the pressure, but also we kind of focused on our game, and we hope to take that throughout the tournament, irrespective of playing on the arena or any of the other fields.
Lovely, thank you, Pedro. We'll let you get back to the Spirit Circle. Back to you upstairs in the booth.
Thank you. Thanks. Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, Ultimate.
ULTI.TV.